Well, exactly 33 years to the day since the first boy to appear on a milk carton disappeared. That movement has now been apparent on this case over the last 24 hours. An arraignment is expected today for the man that police say has confessed to killing 6-year-old Etan Patz. New York City Police Commissioner Ray Kelly here on that.
Hernandez described to the detectives how he lured young Etan from the school bus stop at West Broadway and Prince Street with the promise of a soda. He then led him into the basement of the bodega, choked him there, and disposed of the body by putting it into a plastic bag and placing it into the trash.
And this is just an incredible development in this case. The suspect, who you see pictured here, Pedro Hernandez, is married, has a college-age child. He's 51 years old. So far, investigators say they don't know what the motive would have been. Rick Leventhal is digging into this case once again for us. He's live at the Manhattan Criminal Courthouse in New York City. So, Rick, this guy was really never a prime suspect in this case, right?
Right, despite the fact that Pedro Hernandez lived in Etan's neighborhood, he worked in a bodega store right near the boys' bus stop, and he apparently was on a report issued by a detective at the time. He was never questioned until Wednesday. That came after he apparently had confessed to relatives years ago that he had done a bad thing, and he, in his words, killed a child in New York. But it wasn't until last month when the NYPD and the FBI dug up a basement a block from Etan's home in a search for his body that someone close to Hernandez contacted the NYPD to report that Pedro might be the real killer. On Wednesday, Hernandez reportedly confessed, telling detectives he lured Etan to the store with the promise of a soda, choked him, and then dumped his body in the trash.
He spoke to our detectives. And we have a confession, a written confession, a signed confession. He spoke for 3.5 hours, videotape statements. Obviously, we believe that there's probable cause to go forward with this arrest.
As for a motive, Martha, Hernandez reportedly told investigators he simply had an urge to kill. He's expected to be arraigned sometime here in Manhattan Criminal Court later today.
It's such an unbelievable twist in this case that this man who worked on that block, and you think about the incredible investigative effort that went into scouring every inch of that area, really on and off for all these years. But some of the people who know this man claim that they're not that surprised that he's made this confession.
Well, especially people who knew him back in the day. They said that he would walk around the neighborhood all by himself, acting very strange. And even people who know him now, neighbors of his, say that he always keeps to himself. You know, you really don't hear much from the guy except when he would be out on his front porch smoking cigarettes. You mentioned that he lives in New Jersey with his wife, a 20-year-old daughter. Police say that he was remorseful during his confession, and Hernandez's brother-in-law says that he hopes that this brings some closure to Etan's family.
Unbelievable. What a story.
I think it will. At least now they're going to know what happened, and they don't have to search anymore. They don't have to suffer anymore in waiting whether he's alive or what happened or who killed him.
So now, Martha, this is all over the front pages of New York papers today. But, you know, there's still no direct evidence of this boy's death. And there are still some who remain skeptical that Hernandez may actually be the killer.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Rick, thank you so much. Great reporting.